the system for crabs is wrong, right?
Okay.
So the reason I came up with this is I've been doing this my whole life. I don't know if you've seen me here as a kid, but I've been here ever since I was a kid. And people who know me, they know my mom, they know my dad, they know where I live, they know my girlfriend, they know my cousin, you know, they know everything about me. They come in every week and they say, hey, what do your number ones look like today? Let me see your crabs. Let me, you know, squeeze it, flip it, you know, play with it.
Rub it
And,
down.
you know, what I came up with is not that the customers are crazy. It's not that the crabbers are crooks. And it's not that we don't know what we're doing. It's the system is wrong if you can go anywhere and never be sure what you're going to get.
Right.
Right. So I was talking to a neighbor of mine. He said, I never understood why, you know, crabs weren't sold by the pound like everything else. And I was like, well, that's not really what you can do with crabs. You know, it's more like bang for your buck. You want to know how much weight is in each crab,
Yes.
not total weight of crabs. Because you could put like 40 bad crabs. It's not worth one good crab's meat, right? So what I started doing is a minimum weight and a minimum quantity. So kind of selling like shrimp. For example, let's say I've been weighing every dozen, every 3 dozen, every bushel that I pick out myself, and I've established a good weight, a standard weight for a good dozen. So let's say,
would be?
yeah, which is a number one males, a dozen is supposed to weigh around 4 pounds,
Okay.
right?
Just gonna say 4.5.
Yeah, 4.25, something like that.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you put in 12 crabs in the bag, and it weighs 3.8. Well, anybody could do it at that point. You take a small one out, put a bigger one in, you get to the weight. Some days the crabs are running light. That's not our fault.
Yeah,
That's
they
Mother
are.
Nature. They're molting and not, you know, coming back and heavy and light. So let's say they're running light that day. No matter what, you put 12 and it doesn't get to that weight. It's pretty much what we do already, but now there's a system. 13, 14, up to 15. Not over 15, because anything over 15 is no longer number ones,
Okay.
right? But let's say the crabs are running heavy that day. So for example, let's say we put in 12 and it weighs 5.5 pounds. That's fine with us. The customer will always get what they paid for or more, but never less. And the most extreme example I could come up with is, let's say you go to the deli and you go buy a pound of mortadella. And you go and you start making sandwiches for you and your family, and you come across a half piece. What do? I'm asking. What would you do?
Eat it.
That's one answer.
Well, you have no choice but to.
Yeah, eat it or put it on the sandwich, put another extra piece on top, and that's
I will
it. You
put
don't go
another
back to the
extra
deli
piece.
and say, hey, what is this half piece of mortadella? You gave me a half piece. You got your pound. You know what I mean? So pretty much it's, you know, the system, we're going to have a checks and balances. We're going to have, instead of opinions and size,
Printed out.
yeah, we're gonna have labels,
It'll
you know,
be
weighing
stamped
stuff.
and printed out with a
Yeah,
guarantee.
so there's a check.
So you know what you're getting
We
every
knew
time.
in the stores if we got 5% back due to, you know, mushy or good.
Are you gonna have point of origin for crabs
Yes.
that day?
So we always do have point of origin. If you ask me, I'd tell you 99% of the time, our crabs come from Crisfield, Cambridge, and we have our own crabbing company on Point Lookout, which is where the Chesapeake touches the Potomac River.